Welcome back to the Pro Beats channel. Today we're talking synthesizers. There are different types of synthesizers, for every taste, every style of music, and every budget. But which one is right for you? Due to its specific features, a synth that is just right for one thing can be totally useless for something else. To help you find the right synth for your musical endeavors, we take a look at various types of synths and the differences between them. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Let's dive in. Number 1. Monophonic analog synths. An analog synthesizer creates and shapes sounds using analog electronic circuits. Many believe that this method produces particularly organic, powerful sounds that, despite all technological advances, cannot be achieved by digital means. In recent years, analog synthesizers have become much more affordable and have experienced an unprecedented surge in popularity. By the way, the term analog only refers to those parts of the synth that are actually involved in creating the sound. This means that even analog synths can contain some digital components, for example for patch memory, MIDI control, or the sequencer. Analog synthesizers are best suited for sounds that are meant to sound electronic. They don't work very well for emulating the sounds of acoustic instruments. Monophonic analog synthesizers are often quite affordable. This is in part due to the fact that they're monophonic, meaning they can only produce one note at a time. While this does mean that you cannot play chords on them, they're perfect for basses, lead sounds, and sequences. After all, being monophonic didn't stop the Minimoog or Korg MS-20 from becoming synthesizer legends. Another advantage is that monophonic analog synths are often relatively easy to use, and even beginners will have no trouble finding their way around. 2. Polyphonic analog synths. Polyphonic analog synthesizers also produce sounds using analog circuitry, but with several voices, which makes it possible to play chords. This means that they must contain the analog circuit several times, once for each voice. That's why polyphonic analog synths are much more complex and also usually more expensive than their monophonic siblings. Some of the most famous synths in history were polyphonic analog synths, e.g. the Sequential Circuits Prophet 5, Oberheim OB8, or Roland Jupiter 8. Today, several manufacturers are offering synths of this kind again. Just like in the golden age of analog, many of them are among the most exquisite instruments the synth market has to offer. But there are also some more affordable alternatives that offer great value for the money. 3. Virtual analog synths, analog, but digital. A virtual analog synthesizer doesn't produce its sounds by analog means. Instead, a digital processor calculates and emulates the behavior of analog circuitry using algorithms. The biggest advantage of this method is that higher voice counts are relatively easy to achieve. It all comes down to how powerful the processor is. The structure and panel layout of virtual analog synths is often derived from their analog counterparts. Among the biggest classics of this genre are the Clavia Nord lead, Roland JP8000, and of course the synth that has enjoyed by far the longest production run of all, the legendary Korg Micro KORG. 4. Sample-based synths, huge variety of sounds. Sample-based synths are also digital synths. However, they do not emulate the behavior of analog circuits. Instead, these synths produce sounds by playing back pre-recorded samples from memory at the desired pitch and volume. The biggest advantage of this method, which became popular in the 1980s, is that it works well for reproducing the sound of acoustic instruments. Besides a high voice count, sample-based synths are characterized by their versatility. If you're looking for a synth that can deliver authentic-sounding pianos or strings in addition to synthetic sounds, a sample-based synth is the right tool for the job. That's why this type of synth is especially popular with gigging keyboard players who need a wide variety of sounds on stage. 5. Synthesizer workstations, all-in-one production machines. Most so-called synthesizer workstations are also mainly sample-based. Everything that characterizes sample-based synths also applies to these instruments. In addition, some modern workstations also incorporate other synthesis methods like virtual analog or FM. Other features of a synthesizer workstation are a multi-track MIDI sequencer and a fully featured effects section. Some of the most advanced instruments also include features like multi-track audio recording or a sampling engine for creating your own sounds. Synthesizer workstations make it possible to produce an entire track using only a single instrument. Due to their ability to produce nearly any sound you could possibly imagine, they're also very popular with live players. 6. Other digital synths, FM and wavetables. Besides virtual analog and sample-based synthesis, there are several other digital synthesis methods, the most popular being FM and wavetable synthesis. FM synthesis had its breakthrough in the 1980s with the famous Yamaha DX7, one of the best-selling synths of all time. Who doesn't remember the crystal-clear electric piano that graced nearly all power ballads of the 80s from Phil Collins to Whitney Houston? Today, FM synthesis is especially popular in the dance and EDM genres due to its ability to deliver thumping basses and piercing leads. That's why several manufacturers now offer a variety of FM-based synths again. Like FM, wavetable synthesis initially became popular in the 80s and 90s with legendary instruments like the PPG wave and Waldorf microwave. This synthesis method uses so-called wavetables, which are predefined sets, tables, containing many different digital single-cycle waveforms. The synthesizer can then move through these wavetables either manually or automatically, seamlessly morphing between the various waves by means of interpolation. This is why wavetable synthesis is capable of a wide variety of sounds. It's best known for complex sounds with lots of motion. Like FM synthesis, wavetable synthesis is now very popular again. Modern wavetable synths can often import custom wavetables or even let you create your own, which further expands the sonic possibilities. 7. Hybrid synths, the best of both worlds. A hybrid synth is a synth that incorporates both analog and digital elements. While there are various concepts, the most common is a combination of digital oscillators and analog filters. This gives you the best of both worlds, the versatility of digital oscillators and the organic, raw sound of analog filters. One could perhaps say that hybrid synths are the definitive answer to the endless discussions about what's best, digital or analog. Instead of limiting yourself by sticking to one or the other, simply use what works best from both worlds. And the massive sound of modern hybrid synths is proof that there's much to like about this idea. This concludes this video. With technology changing so often, it can be difficult picking your preferred synthesizer, but we hope this can help guide you on this journey. Please like and subscribe. Tell us which one you prefer and why in the comments, and of course keep on reinventing your style. Thank you.